if I'm a startup and I come to see you, what is the top advice that you can give
Well,
me?
the first thing I was going to, is, how big is the market really? How
Okay.
many people are going to really want this thing? Okay, so now, because you could spend a lot of time and energy building something, but if there's only five people going to buy it, it's really not worth it. It's sort of like if I'm going to buy a lottery ticket, I don't buy a lottery ticket until it's more than 50 million. Because I think to myself, if anything less than that, it's just going to irritate my life. But if it's over 50 million,
Yeah.
that kind of money will solve all those problems. But if you win like 10 million, it's just going to irritate you. It's not going to, So
Eventually, probably yes.
are you going to have enough customers to make
Mm.
it worthwhile? The second thing is that can you protect it, and or is it and is it unique?
Okay.
There's nothing worse than being the third guy to develop a watch. I mean, if you're Apple, you can do that. You can be the third guy into a market because
Because
they're
it's
going to have
unique.
enough money to stick with it and keep improving it until they're number one. Most entrepreneurs, startups, they only get one shot.
Mhm.
You ask that venture capitalist for money, and you're only going to get to ask him once for that idea. You're not going to get a second shot at it, most of the time. So you got to make sure you have a good market. You got to make sure you're unique. You got to make sure you you can protect it with some sort of patents, because you hear Mr. Wonderful on Shark Tank all the time. He says, what's going to stop me from hiring some smart guys and building the same thing and selling it to Walmart before you get around to it? And in this day and age, with the power of the internet and stuff like that, almost any idea you have, someone's going to see about it soon and try to copy it. So you can't protect it. You'll depending on how fast you can move, you won't be able to move fast enough to keep them at bay.
Mhm. And as part of your mentoring startups, guiding people, like how do they patent something? Because patent is a tricky game. I know people that'll cost them $1,000 to patent something, and someone else will cost them $30,000 to patent something. Because if you come up to the wrong person, because there's a lot of people out there that that are the wrong people to go see. So is that part of your mentorship?
Well, I don't recommend particular patent attorneys, but there are, these organizations there like that are here in Columbus, and there are entrepreneurship communities in almost every major city in the world, so it doesn't matter if you're from Chicago or New York or Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Toronto. There's probably some entrepreneurial group there where you can get support for that provide support for startups. And a lot of times, like here in Columbus, there are attorneys that specialize in helping startups, and they usually do it for free to give you all the initial advice, like, is this something that's patentable or not? Why go hire a patent attorney and spend $1,000 when you can ask this guy for free, and he'll give you an opinion if you're, on what you should do. And when you start patenting something, it's a slippery slope because do you patent just in the U.S. or do you patent around the world? It becomes a very expensive proposition, and so you really got to think about, is that the only way you're going to protect your product? I like products that the intellectual property I'm putting into them is such that it keeps them from getting copied. Sort of
Okay.
like Coca-Cola. If you don't know the formula how to make Coca-Cola, you can't copy it.
Yeah.
And I like products where there is a little bit of that in it because that keeps people from casually, just copying your idea.